Hello everyone, my name is Miss Dana and you are at the Virtual Discovery Lab for the 29th Annual Virtual Kachemak Bay Shorebird Festival. And I'm with the Kachemak Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve in Homer, Alaska. We're talking all about birding equipment today. So you are already equipped with two things that are very important for birding. Your ears for hearing the birds and your eyes to see the birds. But maybe you want to enhance some of those features. So first thing is your binoculars. When you have your binoculars, make sure you put them around your neck first. You have your lens caps off. So when you're storing them, you can have the lens cap on. Make sure they're off when you're looking at a bird. And when you are looking at a bird, make sure you keep your eyes on the bird and then bring the binoculars up to your face. So if I was looking at a bird like this, and then I looked down, I lost the bird. I don't know where the bird went. So that's a big thing that it takes practice, and the biggest thing, you keep your eye on the bird. So you're keeping your eye on the bird, then you bring your binoculars up, and it's a little easier to find that bird. When you're using your binoculars, there's a focus knob right here, and you're gonna focus that in when you're looking at the bird. You can adjust it in the width. So can you see how they go in and out? So it depends on the width of your eyes. So mine, I usually have almost to the max for my eyes. And then your eyepieces too. So they can go up, whoops, and they can go down. So those are our binoculars that we're using. And then when you're out there, you want to take notes. So I usually have, this just a little Write in the Rain notebook, easy to put in my pocket, and a pen or pencil. The best is using one that's equipped for writing. You don't have to have Write in the Rain paper. You just have a little notebook. And so with this, you just make a note saying, ooh, I saw 3 ruddy turnstones and 2 dowitchers. So it's just nice note taking, so then you can remember later, or if you saw something out there, you're like, oh, I'm thinking it's one of these. You can go back home and look in your field guides, and that's what we're going to talk about next, is our field guides. So for me, I really like this field guide, mostly because my dad gave this to me when I got into birding. So this is the Peterson Field Guide to North American Birds, to North America. And within this guide, when you open it up, that first page is just a 1-page index. And so this one, if you have a feeling of what bird it is, I could say, I know it's a sparrow. So on here, a sparrow, you go to 362. And as I'm going to 362, I'm getting there, and I'm there. I see I'm in the sparrow section, but then within these maps, I don't know what the colors mean. So you go back to the front of your book, and that will tell you what the colors mean with those maps. So the maps within this book, the red means summer range, the purple is migration, and the blue is your winter range. When they're in the ocean and it is blue, that is still your winter range. If it is red and in the ocean, that's your summer range. And these are for seabirds mostly, is when they are in the ocean. So they wrapped up down in there. Another really cool feature about field guides, most field guides have this, is go to the front and explore, because they'll have bird anatomy within that. It can help you when they describe birds. So I always think of a white-crowned sparrow when thinking of bird anatomy, because at first I was like, oh, like a crown on top of your head. But then I was like, wait, it is on top of your head, right? Because sometimes things can be a little weird. So it's right. Crown is on top of your head. So if you can see this, it's pointing to crown, top of the head. But then you can see that eye ring. So when they're describing eye ring, you know that it's around right in here. And then you can see these tail feathers. I mean, you just know more terminology when you're looking at birds. So always look to the front and just read that introduction, and it can tell you so much when you're looking up your birds. So, and if it doesn't have that one-page index in the front, go to the back, and they will have, sometimes they have the shapes as well. The shapes and silhouettes, and that can help you determine what kind of bird it is. So that's always fun. But what I really wanted to show you is when it's in the back index, and that's all the birds in there. And so when you're in that back index, right here, they're gonna have the birds classified, in this book is the common name and that scientific name. If you're using that common name, like the ruddy turnstone, sometimes they don't like that beginning word, ruddy, because there's other turnstones. So if I'm looking up in my index, it's in alphabetical order, and I'm in the R's, but I don't see ruddy, and I don't know why. So you have to think, okay, maybe it's turnstone. So then I go to my T's, and there it is, ruddy turnstone. There's also a black turnstone, so that's why it wasn't in the R's. And it tells me that I need to go right here. It tells me I need to go to page 156. So I'll go to 156 in my bird book, and there we are, the ruddy turnstone. And so it is showing the non-breeding and breeding plumage, or those feathers. And then when you go to the side, it shows you the map, their range, the scientific name, what their width and height are, length, the habitat, and their call, and what species they might be, or what other bird they might be similar to. So maybe you see that, and it might look, or similar species is the black turnstone. And their habitat, they love beaches, mudflats, rocky shores, jetties, and in the summer, the tundra. So that is just a quick glimpse at this field guide. And maybe you're like, that one's too much. I just want a pocket guide. We have those as well. So this is Alaska, Birds of Alaska Pocket Guide. And when I say pocket guide, it can fit in your pocket. Do you see how thin it is? See how big this book is? So this one, if you know you're only staying in Alaska and you're just staying in the area, it's about, I think it was $8. It's a pretty great deal. And it has lots of birds in it. So it's a front and back, looking at your birds. And then the key is right down here. And so look to the back for any glossary or tips of how to use the guide. So we got our binoculars. We got our notebook. Just one to fit in our pockets, and our field guide. So I think we're set on that. So now we have to think of when we're going outside. I like to wear this vest, put my snacks in, get some snacks, put those in there, this pocket. I need my water bottle, make sure it's full of water, have that with me, but I also need a hat. And what I like to wear is a wider brim hat to protect me from the sun. So I like to wear this, or in case any droppings get on me, you can't see them. They're not going to go on me. You have your hat, or if it's really buggy out, you could wear a bug net. So I would take my hat off, mostly because it's hard to put back on. With the net on, I'd put my bug hat on. So if it's in August and you're around a whole bunch of mosquitoes, you can put this on, a little bug net. So I think I got this just at Ulmer's. I don't know how much it was, but it wasn't too expensive. And then I could go out, and it's not just for birding. Maybe I was out I can go fishing with this on. Maybe I'm going down a river or kayaking in the bay. I can have this and all those lovely little mosquitoes and gnats won't get to me. So we got binoculars, notepad, field guide, water bottle, snacks, hat. That's what you need. But also have a jacket and make sure it's a little more neutral color. So again, I like to wear a long sleeve, a vest for all my snacks, and then I'll put another jacket on if I need to, and possibly a rain jacket. One thing I don't recommend, as you're going out birding, try not to be too flashy. That's for the birds. The birds can be flashy, but we want to see them. So if you're out like this, it might be distracting because of how shiny it is. Imagine the sun with this. Or if I'm out there and I use this kind of hat, the birds might try and land on it. Or they're like, whoa, who's that? I don't know what that is. I have not seen that around. I'm leaving. That is a weird looking whatever that is. So try to make sure you don't stand out too much when you're birding, because you want to camouflage into that habitat of the birds so you can see them. So I hope you have fun birding. If you ever need binoculars, you can check out, once Islands and Ocean is back open, you can check out binoculars there. Or I believe Center for Alaskan Coastal Studies, you could also borrow some binoculars. Always double check, call ahead of time. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and enjoy the Shorebird Festival. We'll see you later.